Hey ladies, welcome to Black Women Making Money. We are the home of the upwardly mobile Black woman. Want to say hello to all of my ladies in the house. So tonight's conversation is going to be a little bit of a messy money topic, but with a big lesson. Y'all know I'm always talking about skills and networks. So tonight's conversation is going to be about networking. Um, in part because Earn Your Leisure, EYL, had a recent conversation with regards to the fact that the city of Atlanta is not supporting them. So we're going to actually look at a reaction video in regards to this, and I am going to talk about it. And then, if you're familiar with AntiHR, she has a great YouTube channel. She had a very important lesson for us as well that will tie into networking as well. So I'm going to put the 90-second clock on, give you ladies a chance to come in, tell a friend or two that Black Women Making Money is on live right now, and let's have a conversation. Welcome to Black Women Making Money. We are the home of the upwardly mobile Black woman. To receive our free weekly newsletter, where we include one tip every week to help you on your upwardly mobile journey, please visit bwmakingmoney.com. That's bwmakingmoney.com. Hey ladies, all of my UMBWs, put a 1 in the chat if you are ready for tonight's messy money topic. If you're watching the replay, put a 1 in the comments just to let YouTube know that you like the content that we put on over here at Black Women Making Money. So yes, tonight's conversation is about Earn Your Leisure versus the city of Atlanta. It's so funny when I heard about this. First of all, I did not hear about this firsthand. I heard about it through other people talking about it. So I'll be honest with you. I didn't have time to go look and see what all was happening with Earn Your Leisure. But I'm so embarrassed that I didn't even know who the mayor of Atlanta was. I'm like, I think Keisha Lance Bottoms is gone. Who's even running Atlanta these days? I had to go and figure out who it was. Ended up putting him on the thumbnail. I don't even know who the guy's name is. I think his name is Dickens or something like that. I don't even know. But we're going to talk about Earn Your Leisure tonight. And it's not so much about EYL. This is about us. I'm always saying that whatever we're talking about is about us and the lessons that we can learn from it. There was somebody who had a reaction video and he shouted me out. So I'm going to play what he said because he just dropped so many gems in there. And then I'm going to add in a lot more with regards to networking and why you're not getting where you want to be with your networking. And then if you're familiar with a YouTube channel called AntiHR, it's a UMBW who talks about HR policies. And she had a really great take on something that I had not even thought about before, but I want to share that with you as well. So everybody, as you're coming in, put a 1 in the chat. Let me know you're here. Hello to Shy Brit X. Hello to 2009 Hollywood. How you doing? Dark and Lovely is in the building saying hello to all the UMBWs. And yes, we always get somebody asking, what does UMBW stand for? It stands for Upwardly Mobile Black Woman. Upwardly Mobile Black Woman, in case you're wondering what that stands for. All right. So apparently, Earn Your Leisure was making some comments that they were having InvestFest again. I don't know how many years InvestFest has been going on, but I know it's been quite a few. But they were saying something about the fact that the city of Atlanta is not supporting them and InvestFest. And, you know, it's got the internet buzzing with regards to like why EYL is talking about this. What kind of support are they looking for? Why wouldn't the city support InvestFest? Things like that. So the person that I'm going to bring here that we are going to actually like look at his video, and I'm sure he won't mind me sharing his video, is I know him as Coach K. It's K Business. And he is going to talk in his video about the money lady. He's going to say, I went to this networking event and the money lady was there. Well, you know who the money lady is? If you know who the money lady is, I want you to put it in the chat. Because I don't know if y'all know who the money lady is, but if you know who the money lady is, I want you to put it in the chat because it's going to be very important as we're talking about this and Coach K is talking about the money lady, that you know who the money lady is as he's talking. So let me know if you know who the money lady is. EYL was MLM for men. I did not know that. I know that they had like a lot of stuff happening over there. I was tapped out of EYL like from the very beginning. I think I watched maybe 3 of their podcasts, and I was like, this isn't for me. And part of the reason why is it was too hip hop for me. And like I'm old school hip hop. I'm late 80s, early mid 90s. You lose me by about 97 with hip hop. And just the guests that they had on, I was just like, I'm not interested. I'd rather go and hear my financial advice from, other people. Let's just say it like that. So yeah, but yeah, I don't know what the EYL is doing these days. I know that they have a lot of products and things like this. Ding, 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 ding. I am the money lady. I am the money lady. Yes. Thank you so much, Cybrit. Yeah. So now when you're listening to this video and Coach K talks about, I saw the money lady at the event. The money lady gave me this advice. I gave him some other advice as well when we were at that chamber event together that he didn't mention, but I'm going to mention it. Yes. So this is validation of what I've been saying that's true in the real world. So, yes, they are still in business, Purple Rain. Yes, they are still in business. Pocket Watching with JT has done a deep dive on their guests, and it's not pretty. I agree with you there. So I was only familiar with Pocket Watching with JT because he did the EYL review, I'll call it, breakdown, tear down, whatever you want to call it. And then after that, I really got into Pocket Watching with JT. What caused me to look at Pocket Watching with JT with a bit of a side eye was when he posted the video, or somebody that posted the video where EYL ran up to him when he was in LA and they just so happened to find him on the Walk of Fame, somebody's star or something like that, and the video recorder was going. And I'm like, I need to step back. I need to watch a little bit more. And the truth is, I probably haven't watched anything with Pocket Watching with JT since, oh, it's probably been a year now too. I think one of the major last things that came out was the whole, oh, what's the guy, DJ Envy, the whole DJ Envy thing. So it's been a while since I watched that. Nathan Vital is here in the building. Hello, my dear. Hello. Okay, ladies, let's listen to this for, I'm going to start and stop it because I'm going to have some things I want to interject as Kay is talking.
What's going on, everybody? How y'all doing? This is your boy Kay, back again with another video. Hope everybody's doing well. I wanted to do this video real quick because, you know, EYL is in the news again. They're a little upset because Atlanta did not show them support or didn't give them any support. I guess they're talking about the Atlanta government or council, whatever it is, right? So, but their problem is Atlanta did not show them, did not give them the support. Now, they've been doing InvestFest for the last 6 years in the city of Atlanta. And the question I'll ask them, right, is what have you guys done in the city of Atlanta? Not just your InvestFest, because your InvestFest is, to me, is not my cup of tea. You know, concerts and everybody talking credit repair and all this other stuff. Whatever floats your boat. One thing about InvestFest that is good is for vendors to come and network. I like that part. I love that part.
I wanted to interject here one thing. I'd forgotten about this. So wasn't Earn Your Leisure last year? No, it was Afrotech with the Black women losing their jobs and twerking at the end of Afrotech. I was thinking, oh, was that Earn Your Leisure? But that was Afrotech. I apologize for that. Wrong conference. Let's keep going.
Now, here's the thing. For you to get a city to push you and to be behind you and to sponsor your event and give you city resources, what have you done in that city? Okay? What have you done? Have you done any back to school supplies to the kids and youths? Have you donated to a lot of nonprofits? Are you part of the chambers? You know, are you a board member for any of the groups in Atlanta? Who knows you in Atlanta? That's always the question. Who knows you? What government official know you? What business people? They don't need your InvestFest. They have events all the time in Atlanta. I've only been to Atlanta twice, and it's busy. Atlanta is a busy city. All right, let me use myself for example. This week I was at a Chambers event, Coffee Talk.
Actually, before he goes into this, so Purple Rain is saying, oh yeah, but Tony the Closer dragged DJ Envy, and it's like, sir, you have your own scammer allegations too. Yes, and somebody during that live stream with JT, somebody put in a question with regards to Tony the Closer's allegations, and Tony the Closer got real defensive. And I don't think they did it as a super chat or anything like that, but Tony got real defensive. So yeah, you're saying here, well, when Diddy was at InvestFest, we found out Diddy didn't own Ciroc. Yeah, of course he didn't own Ciroc. And I do also think that there probably were a lot of people going in and out of. Actually, didn't InvestFest and Earn Your Leisure have a deal with Diddy or a partnership or something like that? And then I think they were being streamed on BET or something like that. So, sometimes people really do like say, you know what? We don't know what's going on. We don't know who's involved. Not that I'm saying that the EYLs were involved in all the parties and everything, but sometimes even with the aftermath and things like that, people are like, you know what? Let's just kind of stay way far away from those individuals, right? So yeah, Diddy never owned Ciroc. I'm not surprised. I'm going to tell you, don't believe Jay-Z owns don't believe Beyonce owns, don't believe 50 Cent owns, or if they own anything. For example, it was proven that what's his name, Jay-Z, when he said he owned the stadium or something like that in Brooklyn, he owned like 0.1% or something, some stupidly low amount. They will just give a black celebrity like a few shares, and they'll run around talking about, I own this, I own that. We're like uplifting them because and exalting them because, oh, they're billionaires and blah, blah, blah. Like, don't trust these. Some of you have more money in your bank accounts and your retirement accounts and in your net worth than these billionaires do. So don't believe the hype with these people. Absolutely do not. You're saying here, correct, but a lot of people didn't know that. That's true, yeah. The same Tony Close who cheated on his girlfriend, who's a clothing boutique owner, and tried to buy her back with multiple cash apps, and she didn't want him back. I don't know anything about that. Now, Purple Rain, now you get into messy money topics. Yes, you are. Diddy did own Revolt, which actually got sold when the scandal came out, or they made him sell it. And sometimes, even with those ownership things, you don't really know what the paperwork says. So, hey, Notary World. Okay, I want to get to a couple of things that Kay said here before we continue on. He asked, who knows them in the city of Atlanta? I'm going to turn this around to all of you as well. If we want to be upwardly mobile, a UMBW, an upwardly mobile Black woman, it's not only important for us to know people, it is also important for people to know us as well. The reason why InvestFest is not getting the quote unquote love from the city, even with the whole Diddy thing, is because the right people don't know who they are. And for us, if we, for example, are in a toxic job and we can't leave that toxic job, it's because the right people don't know us. The right people who we could contact them and say, hey, I'm looking for my next opportunity, they don't know us. When your boss tells you, oh, I'm not giving you that raise, you don't know the right people where you could just skedoodle over to the next company. Or when you are known by the right people, they know you, they know what you're good at, they like you, they trust you. All of a sudden, they're like, instead of us going to LinkedIn and wherever other job boards are out there, Indeed, etc., in order to find the person, we're going to scoop up Purple Rain. We're going to go to Purple Rain. We're going to ask her how much money she wants to leave her job and come work for us. Oh, you want a $20,000 raise, a bump in your salary? No problem. You want stock options? No problem. But guess what? The things that EYL is going through are the things that we go through because we are not known by the people who need to know us so that we can make a move, so that we can be upwardly mobile, so that we can get the support that we need in order to be an upwardly mobile Black woman. So either it's that people don't know you, or it's people don't like you, or it's people don't trust you. 80% of our problem oftentimes is that people don't know us. 20% is that people don't like us and trust us. It could be, for Earn Your Leisure, it could be that the city knows them, but they don't like them. It could be. We can't assume that the city doesn't know Earn Your Leisure. They may know them. They may not like them. They may not trust them. They may be saying, look, in order for us in our upward mobility, I'm talking about the individuals within City Hall, right, who have the power of the pen to make some stuff move. They may say, in order for us to be upwardly mobile and get to the next level, we have to be strategic about who we're partnered with in the city. And the same things are happening with all of you as well, right? So we want to be extra mindful with regards to this. This is a great networking lesson. I'm going to continue on. And just for anybody who came, he's going to start talking about the money lady. I am the money lady. Okay, that is my name for my mortgage business. Well, it's not my mortgage business, it's my brand name in the mortgage business is Money Lady. So he's going to say he came and he saw the Money Lady at this networking event that he was at. That's me. All right. And I have a reason for showing this to you. I'm going to move this back just a little bit and let's get this started again.
Let me use myself for example. This past week, I was at a Chambers event. Coffee Talk. We call it something. It was from 8 to 9. The money lady was there. If you guys know who the money lady is, she was there. So I walked in, I seen her. I'm like, oh my goodness, you here too? So, and while we were just talking, one of the councilmen for that city walked in and he remembered my face. He said, oh, hey, what's going on, buddy? I was like, not much. So it was like, how are things going? I said, everything is going well. So then he was like, oh, the Italian festival is coming up. Because I asked him, because I know he's the liaison for the Italian festival. And I said, how's the Italian festival preparation coming up in September? He said, it's going well. He said, well, hey, check this out. Would you like to volunteer? I said, sure, I would like to volunteer. I'm not Italian. I'm African.
Happens all the time. They don't care that you're Black. They don't care that you're a woman. They don't care. They don't care. This is about strategy. This is about how many people can we get to come in order to participate in this thing. And what Kay is going to say is when he has his thing, the city is going to be around him and surround him because he was known and he was participating and people know him, people like him, people are inviting him to stuff. And I was the one who told him about that chamber. I was the one that told him to join the chamber. He's going to admit that later on in the video, which I'm going to share with you. Just like I'm telling all of you, if you own a business, join your local chamber. If you don't own a business, join your local professional association. Join your local professional association where your boss's boss networks. Why? Because your boss's boss is networking with all the other company owners and all the other C-suite executives and all the other upper level managers who, if they like you, they will poach you and give you another 20, 25, 30 grand on top of what you're earning right now. That's the point of what we're going to talk about tonight and what we are talking about tonight. The worst thing you could be is a secret. If you live in Boston, the worst thing you could be is Boston's best secret. If you live in Atlanta, the worst thing you could be is Atlanta's best secret for your industry or for whatever group of people you're networking with. If you live in Houston, the worst thing you could be is Houston's best secret. Everybody should know you. Everybody who needs to know you should know you, either in your industry or if you're a business person, your clientele needs to know you. The who's who needs to know you. The people who have the power of the pen to help you or hurt you needs to know who you are. Needs to know who you are.
You know, what I'm trying to say is you got to put yourself out there. So I'm going to volunteer at the Italian festival. When I do my own event for my business, if I'm doing a community event or something, if I need an office or something, I know who to call. You have to network. You have to connect with one another. You can't just have an event in a city that you don't live and you expect the city to give you city resources and support.
So y'all are saying that EYL is New York based, right? So this is interesting. I did not know this. So now what Coach K is making sense. You don't live in Atlanta. You don't give in Atlanta. You don't network in Atlanta, but you want Atlanta to give you resources? No, that's not the way it works. And Dark and Lovely is saying it's okay, NYC based. Okay, so now it's making even more sense why they wouldn't get any love from the city of Atlanta. Of course you aren't. Of course not. It's not your city. And with all the event space in New York, you might as well do something in New York if that's what you're looking for. So, all right. Let's go to a little bit further. I'm going to go here to this section here.
They are, someone please let me know. But all I'm saying to any other business owners, because when you have these content creators like EYL and Anton Daniels that will start crying when people don't invite them to the party. Because nobody know you. Nobody care about your YouTube channel. Nobody care about your social media. You know what I'm saying? These politicians don't care. They don't care who you are. They don't know you. They don't care if you have 10 million followers on Instagram and Twitter. They don't care how many people you interview on your podcast. They don't give a crap about that. You know, the day I was at this chambers meeting, we were in there surrounded by millionaires. You wouldn't even tell.
We were in there surrounded by millionaires. He's absolutely right. We were in there surrounded by millionaires. Here's something else that he didn't say, but I'm going to mention this. Kay and I saw each other, there were only about 30 people in there. So it was a small, intimate group of people. We were like, hey, how you doing? We hadn't seen each other in a while. I didn't even know he was coming. He didn't know I was coming, blah, blah, blah. We talked for about 10 minutes, caught up, etc. And I turned to Kay and I said, ladies, I want you to hear me because this is networking gold I'm about to give you. Y'all put gold in the chat because this is networking gold I'm about to give you. I turned to Kay and said, who in this room do we need to meet or do we need to have a conversation with? Kay turned to me and said, well, I want to go talk to that guy because that guy told me he was going to introduce me to the mayor and I'm trying to do XYZ. And I turned to Kay and said, let's go meet him. So Kay brought me over to the people he already knew who were the millionaires. One of them owns a very successful brewing business in the city. The other one is a major architect. And when he told me the brands that he worked with, I was like, oh, I would have passed this guy in Target and not known this guy was as successful as he is. And Kay introduces me to them. We're having a conversation. Then the second guy introduces me to the third guy, and all of us are having a conversation. So the point I'm trying to make is this. This is the gold. When you are at a networking event, you want to spend half your time talking to people you already know. Why? Because you want to strengthen the relationships you already have. It doesn't make sense to go to networking events and not strengthen the relationships you already have with the, hey, how you doing? The last time I saw you, you were training for a marathon. Or the last time I saw you, you were interviewing at XYZ company. How did that go? Or how are the kids doing? Whatever it is, you want to strengthen those relationships 50% of the time. And then 50% of the time that you're there, you want to meet new people. And if you are in a room, someplace where that other person that you're talking with that you already know knows people, the best thing you can do is ask them, who do we need to talk to in here? And let them lead you to the person that could basically be your next meal ticket, could be your next, person who hires you for your business or for your job. That's the goal that I want to share with you today. And he didn't mention it, but I did want to mention that. Because sometimes When we're networking, we only want to network with people that we know. It doesn't make any sense to go to an event and only talk to people that you know. I wanted to talk to the people that Kay knew that I didn't know. I would have passed by the super successful architect. And not because I, um, am a person who is snobby or anything like that. It's just that he was engrossed in conversation with the other successful business guy, and I wouldn't have gone up and interrupted them like that. But because Kay knew them, and he's like, hey, yeah, we saw each other, blah, blah, blah. And the guy recognized Kay and blah. Ended up meeting two millionaires. He's absolutely right. Let's keep listening.
How they're millionaires until you talk to them. And the day I got home, right, me and the money lady, it was two of the, we were talking to three of the, a developer, an architect, and one of the business guys that just developed in that city. We were having conversations with them. When I got home, two of them added me on Facebook. They followed my business page. They want to see what I'm doing. People were asking, what's your LinkedIn? Let's do this, let's do that. Okay, I got your, what's your business card? Give me your business card. I'll follow you. And I told them I was having this event. Oh, you want a sponsor for next year? I said, absolutely. No problem. I got you. That's how you network.
Ladies, these millionaires, these multimillionaires will follow you on social media. These millionaires and multimillionaires are not going to these networking events for their help. And they're not just going to these networking events to network with people who are quote unquote higher than them or have more money than them. They want to know all sorts of people because, again, they may hire you. You may be the baddest project manager in Los Angeles. You may be notary world. They may say, you know what? I need a notary on staff, or I need a notary on call. We'll give you a contract. We'll pay you a fixed amount every month in order for us to have you on call. The millionaires need all sorts of people. They need people to hire. They need people to subcontract to. They need people to marry. Yes, we can talk about that. They need mentors. They need sponsors. Sometimes all of the money in the world cannot get them what they're looking for. And you may be the person that may be the connection and the hookup. So we're having these conversations at this specific chamber event that Kay and I go to. And this is the second time they're meeting him, maybe even more, but I think it's just the second time they're meeting him. Now they're like, well, we see this guy over and over again. We want to know who he is. What's your LinkedIn? What's your business card? They're going to do the same thing for you. So ladies, get your LinkedIn together. Get your LinkedIn together. Make sure it's a professional headshot. Make sure that the header line says something that makes sense. Mine says mortgage loan officer, home loans for business owners and investors. You want to keep it something simple. If you're showing them your TikTok, it better not be your TikTok with you twerking on it or with you wearing revealing clothing. If you're showing them your Instagram, unless that is the profession that you're in. The other thing, I know a lot of us want to have electronic business cards. I'm going to make a suggestion to you that you order paper business cards. I cannot tell you how many people who have given me their electronic business card and I lost it and I intended to follow up with them. But amongst all the stuff happening on my cell phone, I lost it. But I will pull people's paper business card out of my business card holder a week or two later and go like, oh yeah, I wanted to connect with that person. When you're at the networking event, ask the person for their LinkedIn. That's another thing. Unless the person has a truly unique name, there are a lot of people with the same names. Oh, is my live cutting out? Y'all put a 2 in the chat if you can hear me. Somebody said my live is cutting out. Is my live cutting out? Let me know if y'all can hear me. Y'all are still in here, so I'm thinking y'all can hear me. Let me know if my live is still cutting out. Put a 2 in the chat if you can hear me. I'm going to assume that y'all can hear me. I don't see any 2s yet. I got a new computer too. Okay, Purple Rain, y'all, you can hear me. Okay, I'm hoping that everybody can hear me. Now I lost my train of thought. I was talking about getting a paper business plan. I was talking about getting your LinkedIn together. When I am with somebody, unless they have a very unique name, I will connect with them on LinkedIn while I'm with them. I'll pull my cell phone out, I'll open my LinkedIn, and I'll ask them for their name. And I will connect with them right there. Thank you so much. You said not anymore. Okay, you can hear now. Okay, good. I don't know what was happening. I hope y'all heard most of what I said. But yeah, so that's a trick for you as well. And then what I do is I not only connect with the person while I'm there at the networking event, I also will DM them while I'm there as well. Hey, so nice meeting you today at such and such a place. I do that for 2 reasons. Number one, I want to remember where I met the person at. And DMing them on LinkedIn is a great way for me to remember where I met the person at. So great meeting you today at the Coffee and Connection event at the XYZ Chamber. So nice meeting you today at Afrotech, things like that. So that way you remember where you met the person. And then number 3 is every once in a while I go through my LinkedIn DMs to remind me about people as well. So we definitely want to do that. And yes, you want your paper business cards. Yes. I cannot tell you this enough. You want your paper
community. You know what I'm saying? That's just the way it is. I've learned this lesson myself. I got to get in those rooms. I got to get in those spaces. That's where you can sit down and talk to a millionaire, right? Now, I'm not talking billionaires because the billionaires are not in those rooms I'm in. You could talk to one of those millionaires and he will give you good business advice for 5 minutes that will change your life. I'm telling you. If people think I'm wrong, tell me I'm wrong.
You're not wrong. You're not wrong. They're more likely to talk to you. They're more likely to be your mentor. They're more likely to be your sponsor. And don't forget, sponsors are different from mentors. They're more likely to be your mentor, more likely to be your sponsor, more likely to, if you have a nonprofit, to give you money for your nonprofit. If you are in the rooms, if you're in the rooms with them, it's just infinitely easier. So I'm going to play a little bit more here, and then I've got some other networking tips for you, and then we're going to talk about what AntiHR said as well. Oh, I'm sorry. One more thing that Kay said. Nobody cares about Earn Your Leisure in their YouTube channel. Not in the real world. Not in the real world, right? Nobody cares about Anton Daniels in Detroit and how many YouTube subscribers he has. Remember Anton Daniels? Had to have been about, well, it's been a few months now that he had that whole thing where he was like, the city of Detroit didn't invite me to XYZ. And I said nobody cares. Nobody cares about your YouTube channel. Nobody cares about your Instagram channel. Nobody cares about your TikTok channel, except to check you out to make sure that you're not going to be a risk to them or a liability to them. And you're not going to be scandalous. Other than that, they don't care. The only people that care are the people who have YouTube businesses. Those are the only people who care. Those are the only people who care. So, her brain said, yeah, Michael Phelps will give you advice for free. He even helped the NFL team learn how to swim because most of the players didn't know how. Yeah. Yeah, they grew up in places where they were not taught how to swim. That's true. You're saying I don't know who he is. So the person on the screen is Coach K. Coach K and I happen to live near each other. And I happen to know that he belonged to a chamber of commerce. I'm starting to get out more in my immediate community to network. And it just so happened I went to a networking event. He didn't know I was going to be there. I wasn't sure he was going to be there, but we saw each other at the networking event. And he's talking about earn your leisure in the fact that you have to be there on the ground in the real world in order to get the city's help. But if you're there in the real world on the ground to get the city's help, they will pour into you. But you have to be in the room. So this is Coach K Business. So I'm going to give you one more section here because he says something very important, and it was a mic drop comment here. Let's listen to this.
People are so stuck. They get so much success on YouTube, and they forget that there's the real world. The real world is way, way, way. It's not simple, but I'm telling you, it's way, way different from what y'all do on YouTube and what y'all say on YouTube. You know what I'm saying? Nobody on YouTube has given me game when it comes to business. Nobody on YouTube can give me game when it comes to business. Nobody. I'm sorry. Nobody. I might learn 1 or 2 or 3 things, but I come out here, I'm working. You know what I mean? I know what to do. I know the steps I need to take for my business. I would say this. Let me take that back. The money lady gave me one of the best advice ever. Join the chambers. That was the best advice ever. And it has worked out for me. All right?
Mic drop. He started off by saying, nobody on YouTube ever gave him good advice except for who? Except for the money lady. Who is the money lady? I am the money lady. For my mortgage business, that's what people call me, is the money lady. So that's how he knows me. We met on YouTube, just like I met all of you on YouTube. It just so happens that we got close enough on YouTube, and there are very, very few people I do this with, that we ended up exchanging phone numbers. And then we ended up talking because I heard on one of his live streams that he lived right up the street from me. Well, not up the street, but like 15 minutes away. But the best piece of advice he ever got from YouTube, and he doesn't get any advice from YouTube, and this is a guy making money in the real world, but the best advice he got from YouTube was from me. And what did I tell him? I told him to join the chambers because he is a businessman. He owns a business. For you, it may not be join the chambers, but for you, it may be join your professional network where your boss and your boss's boss networks. I cannot say this enough. I am a broken record talking to you ladies that you need skills in networks, skills in networks. Skills and networks, and I'll say financial literacy as well. Like you got to be smart with your coins. Skills and networks and being smart with your money are the 3 big things you need financially to make it in this world. So yes, the stuff I say here is the stuff I'm living in real life, and Kay is a living person telling you like a real person telling you, like, hey, Cherie's advice when she says join the chambers or join your networking event or join your networking communities, get out there and network, join these associations, get to know people, is some of the best advice he's ever gotten. And all I'm here to do, we'll never have, 1 million subscribers on this channel. I'm not expecting it. I don't care. There could be just 2 people in here tonight. I'm grateful for all 24 of you who are here. I say the same thing over and over again. And tonight I am going to share more practical networking advice. But the networking advice that I have for you, the thing that he said tonight that was a mic drop, and when he said that, when I heard that, I didn't hear it live. I was listening to the replay of this. When I heard this, I was like, thank you, Jesus. Somebody's listening. Somebody's listening to me. When I say, get your skills together, get your networks together, get your financial literacy and your money making and your ability to manage your money together, because that's the only way we're going to make it. And I also say, don't be 100% dependent on a man. And Kay, the guy on the screen, will tell you the same thing. He's the father of a son and a daughter, and he tells his daughter the same thing. Don't be 100% dependent on a man. And yes, we are going to go back to talking about the business of marriage as well. So we're going to have these conversations again. But this advice is the advice that I'm giving you, and I am giving it to you for a reason. It's because I know it works. Forever Lux Designs is here. I don't think I've seen you before. Welcome. I've been invited to join 3 local business associations and the chamber. As much as I want to join all of them, it's not free. So here's my advice to you. Great comment. See if you can join one. One of my chambers allows us to do a monthly amount of $33 a month. Talk to the chamber. Let them know that you're on more of a budget. Ask them if maybe they can give you a discount for half off. You'll be surprised what people will do, what people will give, what people will allow. You want to go to the chamber event and you want to pull the executive director aside and you want to have a conversation with them. I would not suggest you join all 3. Join one. Join one with the most members that can help you monkey branch. And then Forever Lux, when you join that one, your mission is to have a one-on-one Zoom meeting with every single member. And during that Zoom meeting with every single member, you're going to find out about their business. You're going to keep really good notes of what their business is. You're going to ask them, what's the biggest challenge that's happening in your business? Or, who could I introduce you to as I'm talking to more people? Is there somebody that I could help you, or some way that I could help you? And then the third thing you want to do is whatever you're asking for. If you're asking for business, if you're asking for introductions to mentors or sponsors, or whatever it is that you're asking for, you put your ask out there as well. And then the fourth thing you do is you make sure you are connected with them on LinkedIn, and you send them either a personal email or a personal DM at least once every 3 months. And I should have said the fifth thing, you go to every event you possibly can for that local business association. Every single event. If it's a coffee, you got to be like Kim Kardashian. There was a joke that Kim Kardashian would go to the opening of a napkin when she first came out, and look at where she is right now. And the reason that worked for her is because she needed to be seen. You need to be seen. You need to be known. You need to be liked. You need to be trusted. That's how you monkey branch. That's how you do it. Okay. Hollywood is saying, I learned a lot of things from my grandparents and I just updated it. Fantastic. I'm not sure you mean updated your resume, or I'm not sure what it is. Sorry. um, he could have said your name. I'm sure people listening would have wanted to know who you are. Yeah, and that's fine that he didn't. That's fine that he didn't. So, um, Forever Lux, no, I want to gatekeep Cherie. Well, thank you so much. Thank you. I wish y'all would tell a friend or two, though, but y'all can gatekeep if you want. The people who need to be here will be here. Your videos over the years have been amazing, by the way. Thank you so much. And we're going to do another Zoom thing because I have a video that I want to show, and I kind of want to like let it play longer and have a longer conversation. So we will have a Zoom meeting one Sunday as well. So let's see here. You're saying here, I volunteered with the local chamber on a student mock interview day locally. It was a blast. I got to talk about my career and help them revamp resumes. Congratulations. Good for you. Great volunteer work. Hopefully you documented it on LinkedIn as well and things like that. Like people, you'll be surprised who's not commenting about what you're doing, but who's watching you. You'll be very surprised. And all of a sudden you'll get a phone call or an email or a DM, or somebody will walk up to you and you're like, I don't even know who you are. And they'll say, oh, I've been watching you. You know, we've got this job over here. You know, it's whatever you want. It's a 25K bump in salary, blah, blah, blah. And you will look at them like, I don't even know who you are. Trust me, it happens. That's all I can say is keep living. So Shybird is saying, you seeing so many passionate young adults and teens was encouraging. Yeah, it does sound like it would be encouraging. Hollywood is saying, I know a lot of groups have membership drives for new members. Yeah, they do. So, okay, good. I'm glad you like that advice. Yes, definitely try it. Come back and let me know how it works for you. But I'm 100% sure, 100% sure that if you go to all three executive directors, start with the one you really like, then go to the other two, and you say to them what I said to you, you will get a tremendous discount, if not a free membership for 1 year. And if you don't, like you have to honestly do this, Forever Lux, but if you don't, come and see me and I will help co-sponsor up to, let's say, $150. I will help co-sponsor you for whatever business association you want to go to, as long as you're going to promise me that you're going to go to at least one event per month and you're going to really network, not net sit, not net eat, not net stand on the wall, but network. Okay, so that is my offer to you for Forever Lux. But try what I said first. Give it an honest try. I'm 100% sure that one of them is either going to give you a deeply discounted membership or give it to you for free. You are welcome, Purple Rain. Purple Rain is saying, thanks for your lives. I enjoy tuning in. And yeah, people watch people. Yes, they do. And good. Yeah, please follow my advice. Please follow my advice. If it doesn't work, come back and tell me. All right. Okay. So what I want to talk about today, just a little bit more practical networking advice that I have for you ladies. So one of the other things that you want to do when you're at networking events, if you really want to improve your network, you want to ask the people that you're meeting, where else do they network? Ask them where else do they network. You'll be surprised how many free events are happening. I'm surprised always how many free network events are happening, or how many very low cost, $10, $20 to get in. How many low cost networking events with millionaires being there, or like successful people being there. You know, there are a lot of them in the city. So ask other people where they network. If people have email lists, open up a Gmail for you professionally, right? It shouldn't be, hot girl chick 69@gmail.com. Like that should not be your email address. It should not be who's a thought 824 at gmail.com. Like that is not your email address. The best email address is your first name and your last name at gmail.com, or your first name dot last name at gmail.com, or something like that, right? And then you want to sign up for email list. Don't be afraid to be on people's email lists. Why? Because whenever things happen, the first people that they tell are the people on the email list. So if somebody's coming to your city and you're on the email list, that's how you find out stuff is happening. I get on everybody's email list. I'm on my city's email list. I'm on my county's email list. I'm on every chamber's email list, whether or not I belong to the chamber. There are city chambers, there are county chambers, there are state chambers. I'm on everybody's list. I'm on lists for my industry as well. I probably get a good 15 to 20 emails a week that are just from the different groups that send me their information. Why? It's going out. Oh my goodness. I can't believe it's cutting in and out again. I'm going to have to figure out what's happening with my audio. I'm so sorry. Um, you're saying really good stuff here. So you want to um, you want to be on everybody's list. I'm on everybody's list because I want to know what's happening. I want to know, like, hey, this person is coming to town, or hey, this event is happening. I want to be able to say, these are the events I want to go to, and these are the events I do not want to go to. But I can't do that if I'm not on people's email lists, if people aren't inviting me to stuff. So I ask for invitations for everything. I get on everybody's email list. Another practical piece of advice for you when it comes to you networking is, I already told you, while you are at an event, you ask somebody for their LinkedIn profile while you're there with them. You connect while you're there with them. You send a DM while you're there with them. Right now, LinkedIn has this thing where you can't send a DM unless the person connects with you while you're there. The other thing is, within 24 hours, hopefully that evening, when you're networking, whatever that networking event is, that evening, you want to schedule some time to follow up with the people who you have networked with. One of the things that happens sometimes is we get busy, we meet people at networking events, and the next thing you know, it's 2, 3, 4 weeks later, and we haven't followed up with that person. We don't want to do that. So you need to schedule time in order to follow up with people immediately after the networking event. Something I want you to think about when it comes to networking effectively. There are 5 things you need and you need to do. Number 1, you need a purpose. You need to know why you're networking. You want to network, for example, because in case your work environment becomes toxic, you want to be able to find someplace else to work. So you need that network in advance. Sometimes you want to network because you need to make more money. You're looking for a side business or a side hustle or something to do. Sometimes you need to make more money, so you're looking to monkey branch jobs. Sometimes it's because you need to market and promote your business. But what is the purpose of you networking? Like, getting super clear, why am I doing this? The next thing you want to get clear on is, who do I need to meet? Who do I need to meet that's going to help me with my plan? So I, for example, as the money lady, Cherie, I'm a mortgage loan officer. Turns out that the best people for me to meet are people who work in banks. That's one of the groups that I need to meet. People who work in banks. Well, where do the bankers hang out? They hang out at the chamber events and the other business associations and the other community events. It's a great place for me to meet bankers. Okay. Financial advisors is another great group of people for me to meet. So I go to the places where those individuals are more likely to congregate. All right. So once you know why you're there, like what you're trying to get out of networking, then you know who you need to meet. Then you know where you need to go. That's number three. Then number four, you have to have the time and money in order to network. So I'm glad that Forever Lux Designs made that comment about not being able to afford it. Starting off, my suggestion is starting off with one association and getting to know, I say all the members, as obviously as many of the members as you possibly can, but your mission is to know everybody in there. So when you walk in and half the room is like, oh yeah, that's Forever Lux. We know who she is. How you doing, Forever Lux? What's going on? Because the more people know you, and this is a Grant Cardone phrase, the more people know you, the more people can flow you. They can't flow you. They can't flow that money to you if they don't know who you are. Okay? So you want to reserve time and money in order to network. If you have kids, minimum once a month. If you're child free, minimum once a week, you need to be out networking. And networking doesn't have to be some huge event with 800 people in it. Networking can be some really great meetup with 7 or 8 people there. I prefer networking events with fewer than 50 people. That's just me. I like smaller crowds. I don't go to anything with more than 200 people in it. That's just me. I don't like happy hours. That's just me, because it's too much for me to hear what other people are saying. So I like quieter events, but you'll figure it out. But you need time and you need money. And then the final thing that you need 2 years, at least 2 years, to build a powerful network. And when I say 2 years, I mean you going every single month without fail for 2 years. And when I say without fail, I mean unless somebody's bleeding, you're there. That means if it's raining, you're there. If it's snowing and they're still having the networking event, you're there. If you're busy at work outside of like normal busyness, you're there. You are there. You make it a priority to be there. Okay? So the final thing I'm going to show you today is AntiHR. AntiHR said something very powerful. She is a beautiful UMBW. She talks about HR and corporate and things like that. I want to share something that she shared and then just talk about this. This will be the final thing that we talk about this evening.
I just recently watched an interview with Law Roach, Zendaya stylist, and he said,
oops, I had it on super fast speed. Let's try this again.
I just recently watched an interview with Law Roach, Zendaya stylist, and he said something that immediately made me think about the workplace. It was one of those moments where I thought, that is one of the best HR lessons I've heard in a long time, without someone intending to give an HR lesson. Let's watch the clip, and then I'll explain exactly what I mean.
Even as a young girl, she has always advocated me to be in every room.
Right.
Every room. Like, it would be unheard of that someone would go to their agent to talk about deals and the stylist would be there.
Like sidebar, this actually has never happened in history. Like, this is my number one.
She was a young girl, and and you'll be in these rooms with these sitting across from all these people, and they would talk, and I would make a point, and they would almost try to make me feel invisible. And she'll just like, what did you say again, Law? And she made people respect me and respect my opinion. And she would also, they would do something, and they'll circumvent me and go around, and she'd be like, well, what did Law say? She's always made sure that I was taken care of financially. People would be like, oh, the rates are too high. And she said, well, you got to pay the rate, and so I think to ultimately show people that you care about them, you have to be able to change their financial situation.
Wow.
And that's what she's.
Now that last statement, that's your HR reality check for this week. Law Roach said that when someone really cares about you, they change your financial situation. And I couldn't agree more.
I absolutely agree as well. The final comment that I want to say with regards to this conversation is that the of you networking is to connect with people who can change your financial situation. It doesn't matter if they just like you. It doesn't matter if they just trust you. It doesn't matter if they're rah-rah for the Black community. I don't care about any of that. At the end of the day, when we are networking for people who can change our financial situation. There are quite a few people out there who can do that. I absolutely agree with this. And it didn't even occur to me until I heard AntiHR say this. This is a great financial lesson. Within this video, she talks about the fact that if you work for a boss, she had talked about somebody she knew who worked for a woman for like 7-8 years. The woman switched jobs and brought the boss switched jobs and brought the woman with her. And the boss had the woman switch companies, but did not compensate her more for switching jobs. And the woman that she knew was grossly underpaid. And what AntiHR said in this video, which I thought was so powerful, she said, whenever you're dealing with a boss, a coworker, a spouse, she didn't say a spouse, but I'll say a spouse, a church member, I'll say a church member, right? She didn't say that. Anybody that you are working with, networking with, associated with, they should want to see the upward mobility in you, and the upward mobility includes your financials. And there are a lot of people in the world who will network with you. They will smile, they will say hello, but they would not help you change your financial situation if they. So we want to be aware of that as well. And I thought it was a very, very powerful lesson. So, hey, Malika, good to see you. Don't worry about being late. Yeah, just listen to the replay. All right, everybody, that was it for the evening. Thank you so much for being here. I hope you enjoyed tonight's networking discussion. And we'll be back here next week. Have a good day. Don't forget, bwmakingmoney.com if you want to sign up for our email list and you get to know about all the stuff that we have going on behind the scenes. All right, take care.